Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. We're going to dive into do our daily technical analysis for gold and silver. Gold looks like it's up a little bit today, so it's doing well. We got the 10-year up today and also the dollar down. So we'll dive into the charts. I'll give you my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. But let's dive in here. I'll give you my opinion on all this. Big picture view, dollar's been getting a little bit stronger. I think we're doing a retest of this line here, and then we're going to see a lower dollar eventually. That's what has always lagged the expansion phase of real estate. So I'm just going to go with it and say that this is probably going to be no different than the previous bull market and expansion phase here, and the one before that was all the way back there. The 10-year yield. Looking at this guy here, going to all. There it is, coming on down. We're ready to do some breaking here. Today we were up 2.47%. We are still stuck between this channel. Let me get I've got some multiple lines here. Getting this out of here. Let me redraw this in real quick. Right through there. And then I've got this double line right there that I'm going to pop that guy out. There we go. There we go. So the 10-year yield, I think it's going to go higher. We've got high inflation. Usually this follows the price producer index, which goes into the CPI, which then this eventually will follow the CPI eventually, as people believe that it's not transitory. Inflation, that is. Here's gold. Gold's looking good. We've got a little bit of run going on at this corner here. These are the daily candlestick charts. Big buying pressure, small selling pressure. We are moving up. Big picture view, we want to break out of this pattern. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. We want to break to the upside. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't break to the upside. We've got inflation. We've got an expansionary phase of real estate. Everything looks good. I think this will probably break to the upside. So we just got to wait and see. Silver. Silver's got this like massive pattern back here. It did a first, I call it a first impulse move up. We're in the middle of that impulse move for the third one. That's about to come the third leg. And we've been moving up here recently. It looks good off this bottom, so hopefully we can continue the move higher. Platinum, what we call this in trading, I mean, obviously we're at support. We have a tall guy with a bloody nose. He's got a little bloody nose there. And that's usually a continuation pattern to the upside, a little profit taking or whatever you want to call it today. And hopefully we can keep moving. XAU to gold ratio. I like looking at this from the big long term, down, sideways, and now we're going to start to move up. We just got to break through this resistance line that's above it up here. And then I think we're going to start seeing some good moves. And this may take some time, guys. Be patient. We might still be early. It may take a year or two, honestly. But the rewards will be so big, it won't matter. Looking at CARAUSD Gold. Big old pattern here that we are in. Let me get rid of this. Big old pattern that we're in. We're coming on the right-hand side. And we're just coming back, and hopefully we can get some movement to the upside here. And that's what we're looking at right there. So we're getting some momentum. Hopefully it can continue. Same with Endeavor Silver. We got some good momentum from the downtrend break. And we're in this big old pattern. We could be early. Yes, we could. But I think we'll eventually make our way, break through this, and go to the motherland. Way up there. There we go. Here's SILJ. I'm just kind of getting rid of these retracements. I don't need them. SILJ. And I did have a yellow cursor. Hopefully it's a lot easier to see, guys. Inverted head and shoulders failed, and now we're kind of popping higher. So that looks good. Hopefully the momentum can continue. Again, guys, the big long-term perspective, it's got a gigantic pattern. It will break to the upside eventually. It's just going to take some time. GDX is the same way. Downward, sideways, and now we're starting our move up. We've got a nice little pullback here. This thing's going to rocket higher at some point. Just be patient. We broke the downtrend. You know, we got kind of a shoulder head, shoulder. It came all the way back down, and we're moving back up. This one's SIL. Again, big picture view. We got a rocket ship flying over here. You can see that there. I am cool. Downtrend line, we're coming up. We've got low, higher, low, higher, low. It's coming right into it. Good time to be holding on to it, not doing much of anything. Metallic minerals, again, breakout, back test. We're doing the back test. What do we do on the back tests? We buy it, Mr. Andy. Oh, yeah, that's right. We do buy it. Yep. So we buy that, and it's coming on up, 6.32%. You guys should be, I mean, it's up to you. It's my financial opinion, not advice. I'm in it. I'm riding this thing higher for metallic minerals. It's a small silver exploration company. And no, I don't have a ton of money in it. I have money in it, but I'm not like loaded up to the gills in it. So Discovery Silver. This thing's just been chopping sideways. Remove this guy. And remove this guy. And remove the background. What up now? Big move higher. Came into a squeezy ascending wedge. Breaking down. And now we're just kind of moving sideways. Its day will come. First Majestic Silver. Kind of getting rid of these so it's easier to see. Big old pattern. We came on down. This will break to the upside eventually. I have no doubts that we have inflation. It's an inflationary environment. Other people just need to believe it. And we've got the pattern coming on up. I think this thing's ready to go at some point. I'm in it, ready to hold on. Newmont, up day to day, 1.76%. Big picture view, it's just a massive pattern that's ready to break to the upside. I own it through a mutual fund, and the mutual fund looks very similar to this. It's a big old pattern. Yamana Gold, we're in this pattern still. We're coming up today. On the weekly candlestick, it's good. Today we were up again as well. Let's break through this pattern and get moving to the upside. Impact Silver still at support. Not much else to say there. And Aftermath Silver is also at support here. It's just chilling sideways at support. Going into the royalty companies, some of my favorite that I do have a copious amount of my money in. Sandstorm Gold, we're coming back right at its support line on a monthly candlestick basis. We're putting in a large hammer pattern. I do own some. I was getting worried that this could close below, but looks like we're coming back up and right at support. So that looks good. Franco Nevada, another one I own. Big old pattern, guys. It's ready to break to the upside. Eventually, this thing looks fantastic. EMX, I've got kind of this down here. Maybe a kind of a return move that we're going to bounce here and move on up at some point. That point could be today, 8.22%. Looking good. Teuton Resources, more of a speculative little guy here. I got lucky enough and bought it before the break of this big guy here. But moving on up, we're coming on back in this consolidation period, and hopefully we can get some traction and move on up for Teuton Resources. Wheaton Precious Metals. Looking at Wheaton at the big scale, big old pattern broken to the upside. We did some back testing, just like Southern Copper's doing the same thing here. And we'll break to the upside eventually, and we'll all be ultra happy. That's my guess. Gold royalties coming back on up today. It's within the pattern. I almost want to pull this guy like that, which, you know, we can do that. We can do that. And there's gold royalty grinding it out. I think we'll break to the upside here at some point. And I would just be holding on. Metalla royalty, another one that's within the pattern again. It's looking good. Big picture view, it is a massive pattern. Maverick Metals, putting in a bullish engulfing on the weekly candlestick basis. Going to the dailies, it's still coming on up. Let's see if that momentum can continue and break back up into the pattern. Royal Gold breaking its downtrend. And what I'm going to do is move this downtrend kind of up like that. Hopefully we can break to the upside. We're still in this big pattern up here. And hopefully we can get some more momentum to break to the upside. And Cisco Gold royalty coming on up today. Let's break through this guy, break to the upside. Hallelujah, however you say that. We will be flying when this thing breaks out of this pattern. So the key to walk away here is these things are all in large patterns. The market conditions are right for these to be successful in. The big picture view is there. So these things don't move fast. What I do is I buy them, I cost average in, and I just hold on. And then 5 to 10 years from now, when these things are ridiculously expensive at the end of this bull market, then I'll start to look to sell these things. I'm going to rotate into something else, but that's a good long ways away. I'm going to be bullish until the market conditions tell me I should not be bullish. That is when the housing starts to decline in real estate, because real estate's the driver of inflation, and inflation's the driver of interest rates, and interest rates is the driver of how assets are priced around the world. Now that's a mouthful, but everything looks good for me for these to go higher. And that doesn't mean the short term that they're going to necessarily go higher. What it means is the big picture view that if you were to look backwards a couple years from now, you're going to look at your accounts and say, I like what this guy was thinking. He helped my portfolio, and hopefully that works out that way. Nothing is for sure. Nothing's a for sure bet, but if I were to get as close to a for sure thing, I'm doing everything I can to get us to a higher probability state where this will be a very high probability that this will happen. I am positioned in all this stuff. I'm right there with you. Subscribe to the channel if you guys like this stuff. Give me a thumbs up. And I appreciate you guys listening. This is Finding Value.